Hello, Namaskar and a very good afternoon to all the viewers watching NCERT's live interactive session. This is Simran Singh and you have all connected with us through eVidya channel number 6 to 12. Besides this, you have all watched or you can keep on connecting with us for the diverse programs throughout the day that we run on our YouTube channel, that is NCERT Official. And viewers, once again I would like to take the moment to welcome all of you in the 5th day of our online training program on digital wellness. So as we keep on saying this since the last 4 to 5 days, that digital wellness is quite an important concept in this ever changing technological era, where we need to be more conscious about our digital moves, and at the same time it is our responsibility to be digitally safe, digitally sound and digitally healthy. So as we have proceeded towards the 5th day of our program, let me apprise you that the topic we are going to discuss today, it is the role of various stakeholders in promoting digital wellness. And you all know the different mediums through which you can connect with us and you can raise your queries and your questions in our live training programs. One of the medium is our contact number flashing on your screens. It is 8800440559. Besides this, any questions for any particular questions or queries that you have in your mind regarding our 5 days online training program, so feel free to connect with us through the mail ID flashing on your screens. It is training.helpdesk@cert.nic.in. So all the answers will be shared with you only via this mail ID, and the viewers, all the queries will be addressed only if you mail us at this particular ID. So let's quickly have a look at our screens to get to know more about the different segments and the areas that we have discussed so far. So till now we have discussed about digital wellness, the policy perspectives, the concepts and needs associated with it. Also about the dimensions of digital wellness. For the 3rd day we discussed about managing digital addiction, and yesterday we elaborated more on ensuring well-being in digital space. Today it's going to be all about the role of various stakeholders in promoting digital wellness. Now this is the web page of CIT NCERT, where you can get all the details regarding our 5 days 5 hours online training program on digital wellness. Just scroll down, all the details, the presentation links, the videos, they have been uploaded for you, and for today it will be uploaded soon. And once we scroll down, we'll get to know all the details regarding how you can participate in the post session activity. When we are left with the last 5 to 10 minutes in the program, I will be guiding you regarding the quiz link. So without further delays, let's begin the conversation, and let me introduce you to our expert for today's program. In the conversation we have with us Professor Gaurama IP ma'am. Namaskar ma'am, we welcome you. A very warm welcome to you in the conversation. Ma'am is a professor in education from Regional Institute of Education, that is RIE NCERT Bhubaneswar. So without further ado, let's quickly understand the different segments we are going to discuss today under the role of various stakeholders in promoting digital wellness. Ma'am, over to you.
Welcome all the viewers. You have been in this program for the past 4 days, and as a 5th day, we are here to, I think everyone who's connected here are responsible. That is why you are connected to make the digital space a very safe and secure place for our youngsters to use the digital technology. When I hear this title, or anywhere when I think of digital wellness, I always think of these two names which all of us are familiar with. One is Steve Jobs and another one is Bill Gates. I'm sure anybody, even the digital immigrants, are able to connect these two names with the technology, ease of access and accessibility for everyone onto the digital technology. So I'd just like to begin our conversation by sharing one or two small anecdotes about these people who, looking at it, we know that how important it is to be careful, to be responsible, to be using the digital device with lot of responsibility, care and concern. Steve Jobs in 2010, it was on the stage at the Apple event releasing the iPad, and he described it as, this is a wonderful device. This is this can be used for it is an educational tool. You can use it for surf the net. It is for educational, entertainment, and social connection. Like you can use this for surfing the net, you can use it as a learning tool, and also you can connect with people. So basically his idea was to convey that this is one of the wonder device which we are releasing. And Nick Bilton, the journalist, the New York Times journalist, asked him, your kids may be very happy and will be astonished to know the response of Steve Jobs. He said, my kids have not seen this. And a couple of years later, in one of the other occasions when Steve Jobs was asked about the use of this device, use of iPad in his home, he said, actually, we don't allow the iPad at home. And he says, we think it is too dangerous for them in effect. So similarly, it is, I think of Bill Gates, who said, when talking about the limited computer use at his home, he said, just because...
Yes, ma'am. You are sharing certain significant examples with us. Let us, our viewers, also have a look at the PowerPoints. So, I'll request the team from RA to please share the PowerPoint on screen so that our viewers will be able to see it.
So he says, just because you are daughter of Bill Gates does not mean you get to play the computer all the day. So it's so nice to listen to this kind of statement as responsible parents, teachers, any member of the community. We should remember these things. And he was very clear that we did not provide cell phones to our kids till they turn 14. And he also said that we have set times, and computers is viewed only at the given time, and he looks for ways to balance. And it is not only for his kids, he also looks for ways to balance technology for learning and social interaction, while he knows the dangers of overindulgence. With this, let us just look at the background of our discussion today. We all know that we are depending on technology not just for learning, but for everything in our life today. It is not just by the youngsters, any age. There is no age restriction, because we need it for our comfort, for our ease of life, for our day-to-day survival. We need the digital technology. So we know it can enhance our life and also support education to a large extent. We also know that it can ruin and damage a person beyond measure. So our focus today is to discuss about how we can instill healthy habits right from the beginning among our young generation. So it is the responsibility of, when we talk of stakeholders, I think it is, though we can categorize the stakeholders as like family, neighborhood, the school, like the school, the teachers, the peer group, it doesn't limit there. Rather, it is everyone as a responsible citizen here are responsible towards creating that space, safe space for our younger generation to use the digital, to thrive in this digital world. We have responsibility to help our younger generation to distinguish between healthy and unhealthy digital use, because we cannot do away with this. We have to use. So we just have to make them aware what is healthy and what is unhealthy. That's all is our role. It's very simple. And the policy also, if we have to, NEP 2020 also has mentioned about to be careful, as the safety and security of our children is our the right to safety and security, and a responsibility of the adults to keep their digital wellness as a primary concern. So when we talk of digital wellness, we all are familiar with the term digital detox. So what is this digital detox? So when we have to think of digital wellness, we should know the importance of digital wellness, why we are concerned about it, how does it benefit us. If we know the healthy use of digital devices, how does it benefit us? I think knowing the benefits will make us more aware of using the digital space in a better way, in a way that it is benefiting us than damaging us. Yes, of course, it reduces stress. Too much of digital activity can lead to stress. So, if we keep away the digital device for some time, it is stress reduction. It definitely, we all know about the light which is emitted by the screen is not good for eyes, and also it disturbs the sleep pattern. So keeping the digital device away, because we can think of Bill Gates here again, because he was more concerned about the sleep of his children, so he wanted to keep the digital devices away from them, and because it improves the sleep habit, and it reduces the FOMO. Like if I miss something in this world, so much is available, so much of information, so many things to do, so many games to play, so much of entertainment. Am I missing something? We have that fear. It is a syndrome actually, like we are missing out on something. So we can reduce that fear and allows for we look at life with more positivity if we can keep the digital devices away for some time to enjoy the nature, to be with people, real people, instead of virtual connection. That will give us a positive perspective towards the life. And what is this digital wellness in fact? It is using the digital device with a mindful approach. And when we are interacting with the technology, we are aware what we are doing. It's not that unconsciously that someone a part of me is saying that no, keep it away, you have been using it for a long time, and a part is neglecting that. It's not that. So when I'm using the digital device, I'm aware of it, I'm mindful what I'm doing, and why am I using it, is it beneficial to me. And having the digital wellness is using the digital device with a mindful approach. That is, we know why are we interacting with technology, and using the tools with responsibility. How much should be used and for what purpose it should be used, we know it very clearly. And when we are using the digital device, let us care for our physical as well as mental health in this environment, within this digital environment, because we know it may harm our eyes. If we are using too much of audio, it may damage the sensitive parts of our ears. We know how even the postures, the bone, the muscles, the use of hands, the wrist, the fingers, the movement, every part of our body may get stressed by the use. So let us care for our physical as well as our mental health. Mental health is nothing but what are we seeing, what kind of information are we looking at looking through the device. So that has an impact on our mental health. So we should care for our own physical and mental health. And though the digital natives, the young generation, the present generation are digital natives, but they may know to use the technology very well. They may pick up the digital skills quickly, but they lack the skills of using it healthy. So that is where our role comes in. So what can we do? So what the stakeholders can be, whoever is watching this can take that responsibility of creating a wellness, digital environment where our children can experience the benefit of the digital world by doing certain simple actions, simple discussions, very natural way of creating this atmosphere, the digital environment, making it safe for our children. So what can we do? If we can think of, like, converse with students, converse with the younger generation on the consequences of spending long hours online. It can be a very friendly, open conversation, not at the time they are using the device. It can be any time of the day. We can pick up based on an instance, or based on a newspaper report, or based on some anecdotes. We can take up this as a conversation in a very natural way. We can talk about how spending long hours may affect our sleep patterns, our biological rhythm, our mental health. It can come in our conversation in our day-to-day life. And we have to prompt self-reflection with some strategic questions. It's not that I am telling that's why you don't have to watch the device long, and what you have to watch, how do you. So instead of being adults, we have to give them a space to reflect. So how do you feel when you're using the social media for a long time? What is your feeling? Children do not, unless we prompt, unless we give them the direction to reflect, they may not be able to reflect on the effect of the use of the digital media. That is where we can give them some questions. And research has revealed that teens express that they are spending too much time on cell phones. That means that they want to come away from it. It's not that they want to use it for long hours, but it shows that they are craving for help. They are looking at us for something that we can intervene for them to have a better digital engagement. So they say that yes, I am using more. That means they are saying that I have to reduce. They know that they have to reduce, but they are unable to do it. We have to give a tool for them to reduce that. And we can, instead of saying don't do that, you should not do it, this is not good, instead of that, we can talk of the digital wellness from the positive perspective. For example, the useful apps, the educative apps, like we can do it together in school or with elders, with peers. They can use the digital device for learning, for sharing, for a better exposure, for understanding a concept or knowing the details about something. So we can show them the positive perspective of the digital use. Instead of saying, it's like if we say don't do it, you should not do it, our role is empowering them to understand themselves and take a decision how much they should do and what they should do. Instead of saying the bad effects of the online learning or online time or screen time, we can also tell about the positives of the online experiences. So these are a few of the points which we can keep in mind to help our youngsters. That one is important is put clear boundaries in place. So they will know, yes, as adults, as either parents at home or neighbors or an adult or school authorities or classroom teacher, all of us should understand and know, and we should take that place wherein we, our word, the words which we tell become the last word, because that kind of a relationship should be there, that when boundary is put, the time is this is the time for your digital activity and it is followed. So it should be an understanding between the younger generation and the people like us who are careful, who are concerned about the health and wellness of the present generation. And no or limited screen times during meetings. Like these are the specific things which we can think of and we can implement it with our children. No screen time, like at least 1 hour before the sleep time, before the bedtime, we should keep the devices away. So take some time in your daily routine, even if it is your time to spend with the cell phone or any screen, just take little time away from it for some other activity per day, or also weekly, like half day, or when you go for walk, when you go to the playground, or when you are conversing with your peers or something like that. You can keep the phone away and do that, and take breaks. If you are forced to use the devices for longer duration for official purpose, like you are learning, you are doing some project, if you have to, you are forced to use it, in between take small breaks. It's mandatory to take some break. And then if you don't need certain apps, for example Instagram and all that, I remember so many instances where students were using, and they were misusing it, and it was found. And I remember some students said that I deleted the app so that the temptation of using it will not be there. If it is there, it's in my fingertip. It's so natural for youngsters that they take the cell phone and just, it's so easy, simply touch it. You don't have to use any energy or effort to touch the app. So it opens up and it gives you all the uh, it opens up a new world for you. So it's better to delete certain apps. You can do that also. And digital wellness is not just in school or classroom, it's beyond classroom. So here I just want to tell you, like, introduce certain concept like device free dinner. Like, you can do it for yourself or along with friends, you can plan. And then digital detox. This is the day, this is the time of digital detox. So you plan it among yourself. And in this slide, there are certain activities you see, and you can add certain more activities to it where you can keep the digital, like your cell phone or the screen away from you. And like there are so many offline activities that are very, very interesting. It promotes learning, it develops skills. There are so many such offline activities which you can list the activities in the picture, and also you can add to the list. So this is another activity we can give to our students. So my own awareness and capacity to change my digital practice, instead of others telling, any child is capable of deciding for themselves, but we should give that opportunity to them. Let them make small notes on how do I change my digital practices and how technology can improve the digital. So there are technological devices which are helping us to improve the well-being also. What are those technological devices? How do I use it for bringing wellness in me, and positive impacts of technologies in my well-being? How do I use technology? Am I looking at some health related, or I'm learning about strategies to keep the digital device away? There are number of ways where you can use technology in order to develop wellness. And the negative impacts of technology, let us ask our students, let us ask our children to list or know the negative impacts of technology. They may read in the newspapers, or they may discuss amongst their friends, and they can list that, and they can see how it may impact their own lives. Yeah, various stakeholders in promoting digital wellness. It is like, as we already talked about it, that it may be the educational institution have responsibility, parents and guardians, teachers, and also we have mental health professionals, and peer is a big resource in promoting digital wellness. I just want to share this with the viewers, because after a decade of designing technologies meant to address education, health, and global poverty, this person, who's Kentaro Toyama, came to a difficult conclusion. He's an award-winning computer scientist. He came to it was very difficult for him to, he found out this, and he had to accept it. And he found out that even on the age of amazing technology, social progress depends on human changes that gadgets can't deliver. So the limitation of the gadgets, and he said a role of schools, he was more stressing on the role of schools in empowering the children than making them dependent on digital devices, because no social progress can happen through the devices. Actually, this Japanese American scientist spent 1 or 2 years in India on this research from Microsoft team. He was in Bangalore conducting this study, and he came out with this truth, which is an eye opener to all of us. So any change, any positivity, any development, if it has to happen, that cannot happen through the gadget, but through the person, to the empowerment of the people who are using the digital device. So this is just a quick note, like the initiatives of Government of India to promote digital wellness. So Manodarpan, we all are aware, it's an initiative by Ministry of Education, Government of India, which is aiming to provide psychosocial support for mental health and well-being of students. And there is a national toll-free helpline that provides support counseling to students across the country in different schools and colleges and universities and their parents and for teachers to address their mental health and psychosocial issues. And there is a Sahyog program, which is a daily half an hour program, 5 to 5:30, which covers so many episodes where digital wellness is being talked about. Of course, the other important product is this Pragyata, the guidelines for digital education. It has guidelines on digital education. This is prepared by NCERT. It also focuses on physical and mental health and well-being during the digital education. The main emphasis in Pragyata is on balanced online. Like, it was realized that we cannot do away with the online learning and engagement online for our learning and also for so many of our day-to-day activities. So what was important? So the Pragyata came out with how to have the balance between online and offline activities and helping children by limiting the screen time, because that is very essential, especially in the growing years. During COVID, there were studies and it was found that there were so many health related issues, especially eyes, problem of eyes and ears and posture, bone. So all these factors are discussed here, and how you can maintain the physical and mental wellness while engaging in online activities. It also provides the do's and don'ts regarding like how to sit, uh, how to use the keyboard, and the ethical practices also, including certain precautions, and about cyber safety, the precautions in case if you have certain problems, whom do you approach, where do you discuss your problem, how do you get help. These are also covered in Pragyata. So this is the final word, like it's like a conclusion, like we have to establish clear rules, like having the conversation and establishing rules, like whether it is in classroom or at home or outside, anywhere, the rules must be very clear about giving space in between the screen time, that may be one, or not using the screen for this particular time, or this is what is my time for seeing the or engaging in the social media, that social media networking sites. This is this much time I can give. Have very clear rules. And it is not that in this present context we cannot keep away from the from social media or the digital entertainment. It is required. So but we need to have clear rules. If we can take the help of mental health workers or school guidance counselors or teachers or parents or neighbors, anybody whom you trust, you can discuss, and then students can have their own rules. It's not that somebody will tell this is your rule. We can make our students, we can empower our younger generation to have their own rules for the digital safety, and talk about healthy online behavior. Let it be a conversation anywhere, wherever possible. It can be part of pedagogy. Whenever in the classroom a topic is discussed, if it is applicable, we can bring in this in that context. We can discuss about the healthy online behavior, the impact of screen time, or the mental health problems. All these things can be part of our pedagogy also. And definitely we need to be aware of the content children are viewing, because they are very young. They're not able to judge and decide when they should stop and what they should not see. And it is like the digital device is unaware of the age of the user. They may prompt with something which is not at all suitable for the age of the child. So that is where the role of adults come in, knowing what content are they using. Is it okay for the children to use it, or if it is not okay, how it can be, how we can help them to go to a, instead of saying not to use it, rather we can ask them to use a better site. There are many sites which is very useful, helpful, beneficial, which fosters a lot of learning and engagement, which is beneficial. We can support that, and then encourage positive habits, like it can be gardening, cooking, um, walking, spending time with nature, drawing. There can be hundreds of activities we can help our children to indulge in such activities, where automatically the screen time will be away. Instead of playing cricket and chess on the screen, we can give them a space where they can play the cricket and chess on the playground, or in a, if you want to make an indoor space for them, wherever possible we can create the space. Mm, it's also required that certain digital safety also we have to, like I remember, sometimes children uh, are vulnerable. They're so vulnerable that they come across certain scams, like online. Sometimes they become friendly with some people, unknown people, and they may ask for money, and children don't understand, they will transfer. These are all episodes which have happened, and the moment they transfer money, that the friendship, the person is not existing there. And something like sharing pictures to the unknown people, we don't know how they are using it. So the digital safety we have to teach our children through certain instances. It is happening around us, in our surrounding, in our neighborhood, in our own schools. Some of these episodes are happening. Instead of keeping it instead of keeping silent about it, it's good to discuss these instances, so that it's a way of teaching them digital safety. And also I understood that once there was a small group, like we know youngsters, especially adolescents, there will be some rebellious tendency, and they feel that my home is naturally, sometimes home may not be all that ideal always, and the children may have some difficulties. So some children in that age, they think that it's not good to stay at home, my parents are not helping me, I want to go away from here. And I learned that there was a group in the same neighborhood, but people are unknown. There was a group who were planning, they were hatching out this plan of running away from home, because home is not a place for them there, it's not good for them. So they plan to run away from, see, imagine the danger of hatching such plans to go away from home, from with unknown people. So the dangers of such, what can be the implication of such a decision, we have to teach. There are so many episodes, so many instances around us. We can take that as a tool to educate or teach our children about the digital safety. And we can create awareness on digital scams, online bullying, and these are all through our episodes we can do this. And there are so many dangers in the digital world that can also be uh, oriented to them. Simran, if you have time, I can quickly go
We still
across.
have around 10 to 15 minutes left. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our viewers?
Oh, I can just glance through certain specific slides
Sure.
where we have specific strategies, instances, or pointers which each stakeholder, the role of each stakeholders. I would like to just uh, glance through this quickly.
Okay.
Uh, So, what is the role of educational institution as stakeholder? Educational institution is one of the major responsible an institution in bringing digital wellness. So, as a school, we can create some awareness campaigns. We can run campaigns to raise awareness about the importance. See, first of all, is that I should know what is digital wellness and why is it important for me. On that week, the educational institutes can run some campaign. And curriculum integration, already we discussed about this. Say, incorporating the digital literacy and responsible technology into the curriculum wherever possible, into the curriculum in any discipline which we teach in school. Teachers have a wonderful space where they can incorporate, we can integrate the digital wellness practices into the curriculum. This can become one of the school practices, where at a leadership role in the school will have the meetings with all the teachers and make it a point that every class, or at least once in a week, every class will have some examples on the digital safety, some examples of the digital scam or a digital bullying, how children are vulnerable in this the present digital environment, and what measures and what is that, how we can use curriculum, through curriculum tell our students as a use of digital technology in a responsible way. And teachers, we can provide teacher professional development programs, because sometimes teachers also are not aware of it. So once the teacher is not aware, they are unable to teach or guide the students into the right practices. So this type of program like CIET is doing, it's for mainly for stakeholders, and teachers definitely are one of the key stakeholders who learn about the digital safety, and they can bring it into their classrooms. And the mental health services, the school as an organization can offer counseling and support for students, those who face, like we know, those who face digital addiction, and they may have some mental health related challenges, and all these things the schools can have certain services. And there can be a space where children, if they want to share something, they are able to go and talk to someone, some professional in the school who can help them. Sometimes just talking, sharing their difficulties also is a big support. And the role of teachers: establish classroom rules for technology use. Let us know how much of time are we using technology in my class, because as a teacher I too use technology in my class, but how often do I use? In one day, how much time is used? We can have our own rules and set boundaries to do this. And as role models, teachers, as teachers, we can be we have to demonstrate responsible online behavior. Our behavior is crucial, where children learn more from observing us than listening to us. And cyberbullying prevention, we have to educate students about the online harassment and provide support whenever they are, they are vulnerable. Instead of finding fault with them for their behavior or indulgence on the digital devices, it's required and it's a must that as teachers we have to support them. If they are indulging, it's our responsibility to help them come out of such habits. Then regular check-in with students about their online experience. So teachers can have some time to interact with students. So teachers will understand what are those tools which they are using, what are those online, what they are browsing online. So it comes out in a natural conversation, and teachers can find out if they are using something which is not suitable to their age. That can be very easily found out through conversation. And then It's nice that as teachers we can give them certain assignments, certain activities, which is completely offline. Very interesting activities through offline, so that forces them to engage in, say for example, discussion with some people in the neighborhood, of some professionals like agriculturist or some business people in the community. If this kind of an activity is given, they will go to them, because nowadays students are using so much of social media. They have forgotten to greet and talk and initiate a conversation in a social setup. So if we can give some activities to students where unconsciously we are supporting, promoting the offline activity, so they start enjoying it, doing some even gardening. It's a wonderful way of planting and then observing the growth of a plant and then enjoying the fruits of the plant. If we can create that as a activity for the learning, for the classroom, we can link it with our classroom exercise, and we can encourage them to use offline activities, and sharing the resources, provide tools and resources for managing screen time and stress. So we have to support our students, so, wherein they can manage their own screen time and they can reduce their own stress. We have to be supportive. If we have any good resource, as teachers we can have a resource bank. We know what is required for which student, and we can start giving it to students, and they can be engaging in certain activities through which they can reduce their stress and reduce their screen time. And definitely this is nobody has a second opinion when we say, if we can maintain communication with parents about the digital well-being, it is a collaborative effort. Only teachers cannot do, the school authorities as a school practice we can think of, and then we should have the community support of community with us. As teachers we need some community support, and the school authority support of the school authority in creating the digital well-being. And if we notice something in the posture of the child, sometimes the stiffness in the fingers or the wrist by overuse of gadgets, if we notice something very unique in a child, if we suspect that this child is using too much of digital device, we need to refer the child to a support service. If the school is proactive, the schools can invite some people and can have some interaction and consultation to children who really require digital addiction, or even some counseling if they require some counseling services. But the role of teacher here is identifying, recognizing the need, and then referring to such services. As parents, guardians, or any responsible citizen, we have to be informed. We should be informed about the digital wellness, so that we can educate our children and children's well-being, in order to be like we are better prepared. We know how we can help our children if we are aware of it, if we are informed about the digital devices and the harmful effects of it. So it is important that everyone in the community takes some responsibility towards learning about the digital devices, which are the helpful ones. There are many online sites which are very, very beneficial to children, that we have to be aware of, so that we can spend little time with our children, and it's very educative for us also. We can, like the Google tour or culture and history, we can go to certain sites along with students, and we should be aware of certain things. There are so many apps which are interactive. We can make use of those interactive apps either for quiz or for learning, we can post certain information and then get the feedback from students. We can use
Of
the
course,
apps.
ma'am. I believe that our viewers will take a note of the important areas mentioned by you. But let me also apprise our viewers that we have the last 5 minutes left. So, due to paucity of time, I'll have to request you to please conclude your words.
Yeah, Simran, I can conclude. So, teachers, we need to follow certain etiquette, instill the importance of ethical online behavior. How we can do that? Like, we have to practice it as responsible citizens, and our students can follow, or we can help them if we are aware of that. And we should be aware as adults about the cyberbullying. Of course, the mental health professionals, they have a role also, either the school mental health cell, or if the school has any space where they can identify the problems of students and help them get the professional help through assessment, counseling, therapeutic services, detox support, awareness campaign by the mental health professional also, it's also going on. If we can link with them and create certain campaigns like this and have some support groups, it can be peer support group, it can be the alumni support group, any society like the community support groups who are facing problems of or challenges of overuse of digital devices. Collaborate with educators, parents. It's not a individual's task, rather it is like every one of us, we have to collaborate as stakeholders, and we have to holistically, we have to look at organizing digital wellness for our children, and we have to have a customized treatment. We cannot have the same rule for every child. We have to understand the child, understand the need and the requirement of the child to use the digital device, and we can treat the child to address the individual needs. So it is not that for all children we can have the same approach. And
Of
peer
course.
support is a very resourceful team in our school is peer, and wonderful way of relating to our own age mates, and we can make use of peer group as a stakeholder in creating mental wellness, digital wellness.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for connecting with us and shedding these flowers from your bouquet of knowledge. Thanks once again for your time and the insights that you have shared with us. And I am pretty sure that the viewers will take a note of the important areas mentioned by you. Thank you to all the viewers who have connected with CIT NCERT for the 5th day of our online training program on digital wellness, where we were discussing about the role of stakeholders in promoting digital wellness. Let's quickly have a look at our screens to understand more about our post-session activity that is to be uploaded today, our quiz. So, all you have to do is type www.ciet.nic.in on Google, and this is the web page that you will land upon. There are so many options available here. Just click on events. Under events, you will see that it says workshop/training. So once you scroll down, there are different kind of activities mentioned for all of you. The first one you see, it's the current activity. Just click here, online training on digital wellness. Now all the details about the training program are uploaded on this web page. The objectives of the training program, it's quite clear: to define the role of various stakeholders in promoting digital wellness, also to comprehend the policy perspectives, identifying the need of digital wellness and the comprehend the aspects of digital wellness. Now who all can participate in the post session activity? Whether it's students, teachers, teacher educators, parents, administrators or general public, you can all connect with us, you can participate or register yourself for the quiz. The program schedule, the details of the program, the titles of the program and the presentation links and the videos, they are uploaded for you for this particular day. For the 5th day, the presentation link and the video link will be soon uploaded once we conclude the program. So how you all can participate? Certain steps laid down for you. Step number 1 is registration. Register yourself by clicking on this link or by scanning the QR code. You have to register yourself. You can still register yourself. Step number 2 is watch the live training programs either on eVidya channel number 6 to 12 or our YouTube channel NCERT official. And in case if you have missed any of our sessions and you need the details of a particular session, So here the video links are also uploaded for you. Let's scroll down. The step third is participation in the post session activity and certificate. Participate in the post session quiz, score over 70% and above to get a certificate. Now the link will be uploaded here itself within an hour, that is by 6 p.m. The opening date it's today. By 6 p.m. the quiz link will be uploaded here, so you can access the quiz link and you can share your answers with us. The assessment closing date, that is the time by which you may submit your entries with us, that is 27th of October 2023 by 6 p.m. Participants are allowed to attempt the quiz only once, and those scoring 70% and above in the quiz will receive a certificate of participation on their registered email ID within 30 days of taking the post session quiz. Now feel free to share your feedback with us either through this Google form or by scanning the QR code. For any details, for any queries, you all know that your experiences matter a lot to us. Your feedback is really essential, so keep on writing to us at training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in or by contacting us through this number. Thank you once again. This is a wrap up for our 5 days online training program on digital wellness, and viewers, do not go anywhere, because next up we have our program of Sahyog, where we try to provide guidance for mental well-being and psychosocial support to all the students, all the listeners, all the learners who keep on connecting with us for the diverse programs. And viewers, an important piece of information again regarding the availability of NCERT textbooks. It is flashing on your screens. As you all know that for this academic year 2023 to 2024, NCERT textbooks, they are widely available all across the country. You may also purchase them directly from the different sales counters of NCERT. Either you can download them in the PDF or the soft copy version, or you can also place an order online. In order to explore more about authorized vendors, about these textbooks of different subjects and classes, feel free to explore the website of NCERT, that is www.ncert.nic.in. Once again, thanking all of you for connecting with us, and the quiz link will be uploaded within an hour, that is by 6 p.m. So do not forget to register yourself, attempt the quiz, and let's see whether you receive a certificate or not. So viewers, keep on connecting with us, sharing your queries and sharing your answers and experiences with us. So keep watching Evidya channels. We will be right back within few minutes. Namaskar.